Good morning, Gogglefrogs, and how are you today? We're starting a few minutes early, and I thought I would because I'm going to be signing off at about 11:15 because we've got our pond pop-up today. So I'm with you for nearly an hour, and absolutely lovely to see you on this bright and breezy Saturday morning. So how are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling really, really good. And I hope you're having a really good weekend so far. So it's always I find it amazing when we've got all of the seasons changing. I absolutely love autumn. It's my favourite season of the year. I just love the fact that, you can get up on a morning and there's a little bit of mist around. This morning, I dropped my husband at the train station and it was cold. When we got in the car, it was really cold. And he has a little ritual that he has his little porridge pot in the car. So I dropped him at the station and then came back. And it's just lovely. I just find it amazing. So anyway, good morning. It is show number 283. Can you believe it? 283 shows. So I am going to be having little slurps of tea. So I hope you've got a cuppa of something. I've got a cordial. And I've got a cup of tea as well. You know what happened last Monday? I had a mad coughing fit. So hopefully that's not going to happen today. I'm sure it won't. But I'll also be showing you. I've put a little picture on, but you can see it there, can't you? Look at that pattern. Just look at that pattern in that scarf. Isn't it fab? I have to say, I'm absolutely in love with this. I think you could use this pattern on just about anything. Can you imagine this on the neck around some top, like a t-shirt or something for next year? So anyway, that's my little bit that I've been doing so far. And I know I said that the pattern was wrong. It wasn't wrong. It was the fact that I was trying to read a pattern with yarn overs, knit two togethers, past slip stitches, pearl two together, all sorts. Anyway, we're all sorted. The pattern is working. So it was me. You know what we say on Gogglefrogs, what we have to do is get something easy. So anyway, I'm with you. You know the rules by now, but let me just go through them. We've got a chat box on the right side. Please just chat in there. You know me, I'll chat for England anyway until about 1:45. So anyway, we've got the chat box. Hopefully you've got something simple to do. Knitting, crochet, stitching, whatever it is. And I hope that you're going to sit back and just give the next hour to yourself, because we all love things like that. And it's really important that we do that. And I'll be having a look in the Facebook group as well in a little while. And we'll be going through and seeing what's in Facebook too. So let's hope that I don't get a coughing fit. So do you know what? Quite some time ago, I wrote to a certain tea company because they changed their tea bags. And then things changed back to the normal bags. And now they've changed back again. So I've changed now. I'm on loose leaf tea, which is lovely, absolutely lovely. But I'm constantly running out into the garden to throw the tea, the tea stuff all over the garden. So we've just got loose leaf tea all over the garden at the minute. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to do very much of this because it's it's a simple pattern when you're reading it. But when you're talking, doing a computer and trying to knit at the same time, it doesn't work. But just look at this. I'm absolutely in love with this pattern. Absolutely love it. It is so, and that is a repeat. So this is a scarf that I'm doing. And I'll go through it in a bit, like what it is, what pattern it is. But it's finesse cotton silk, and it's not shiny. It feels, it's just lovely. It really is. And it's got a sheen, but it's not got a shine. Because sometimes things are too bright. So anyway, I'm just absolutely loving that. And I hope you are too. So I will show you. And it's just so lovely, the fact that you can see here, it goes that way, but then it stops there. So you can see where the pattern stops, and it just makes it a lovely, lovely design. So I'm so happy with it. Really, really happy with it. So now let's have a quick look at chat, shall we? And yes, I did start a few minutes early, but it's just in case anyone was there. So let's say some good mornings first of all. So hello, Sue, lovely to see you. And hello, Linda. And hello, Judy. And hello, Grace. And hello, Georgie. And hello, Brigitte. Hello, everybody. So flying solo once again. Da, 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 da. So anyway, Brigitte, thank you for reminding me. It is episode 283. Can you believe it? When we get to 300, we're going to have to see how many shows have had 300 episodes. So we'll have a look and see. It's lovely that you're still with us as well. And also that we get people, if ever we don't send out a replay. And we couldn't send it out the other night because we needed to edit it a bit because of a message that went on the screen. It's really nice to know that there's people who are waiting for the replay. So anyway, that's really good. So Judy says, morning, everyone. Like your scarf, Angela. Hello, thank you. This was Frogs a Goggle. Yeah, so this was when we were looking for our own yarn. We had 3 samples made, first of all. And we went for another one as our Gogglefrogs yarn. And I love this one because, you know me, I love everything black. I absolutely love black. So this was, I think, 2/3 black, 1/3 yellow. And so I went for this one. And then we did bring this as Frogs a Goggle, the opposite of Gogglefrogs. So yeah, it's just lovely. And there is that little bit of glitter in it. And it is a knit night. This is the first knit night I did. And I just love it. And I think there were some where I did either 6 or 8s, but I think this was a 3.75 mil needle that I did it on. But just love the combination. Thank you very much, Judy. Yeah, so it's one I've done. It's our own yarn, and this was the only yarn in existence, the only yarn ever in the world, which was this blend. But then we decided to go ahead and stock it. So Grace says, good morning. Hello, Grace. Georgie says, morning. That looks beautiful, Angela. Thank you so much. Do you know what? This is another thing I love about autumn. Because if I try and wear any of these things in summer, it is just so hot. After saying that, this thing's on. You know when you never quite know which way to turn the radio to turn it off? I think I've turned it off. And that's what I love about autumn, the fact that we can wear all our beautiful creations. Sue says, morning all. And Amber says, good morning, everyone from Princess Curtain Crusher. Hello over there across that little pond over in New York State. And Splodgy Dodgy says hello too. Splodgy Dodgy has been rather strange for the last few days. I think she's had a little bit of a furball coming. She had a bit of a cough the other night. Or maybe she was just coming out in sympathy with me. But it got to the point where she was so happy on her little rug that I put the food out in the other room. And I was taking it, like we had fish and chips the other night. And I took the fish to her. And then she managed to eat it and her food. And I kept thinking, is she ill? No, she's not. I've just seen her flying around the garden, running after imaginary anything. So she's just got me twisted, wrapped around her little paw. So anyway, lovely to see you. And I think I may not be able to catch up with people who are joining and saying hello. I'm so sorry. But hello, Amber. Lovely to see you. So we've got a little bit of music, and I don't know what the music is today. I haven't actually looked. So shall we sit back? I may actually try and do one row. This is how do I make sure? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Sorry. No, I can't really show you, can I? Because I'll try and find a picture at the front. That might be easier if we got a nice big picture at the front. But I'll try and find a picture of it so I can show you the finished article. But this is just going to be so lovely. Anyway, without further ado, let's have a listen to some music, shall we? Thank you ever so much in advance, Robert. Let's see what you've chosen for us today. So sit back and enjoy. Have we had Prince before? I'm not too sure if we have. But that was fabulous. Really, really enjoyed that. So wonderful start to the day with a little bit of Prince. And does anyone remember Space 1999, the TV program? That was really quite. I always remember the woman with the plaited eyebrows in Space 1999. But on to Prince. Brigitte says her younger daughter was and is a massive Prince fan. Even went to Paris to see him in a concert. Yeah, absolutely incredible individual, wasn't he? When you think from When Doves Cry to that, so many hits. So absolutely brilliant artist. And such a shame that he is no more. Bless him. So, and now I don't know what I've done with this. I'm like, no, that's right. You know, when you just think, oh dear, this is the simple row. So I thought I would do this. I had to do a little bit of take it back. But yes, going okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So some rows are easier than others. And by easier than others, I'm not saying that anything's hard, because nothing is hard. It's just that you have to pay attention to what you're doing. So I'm on row 21. Oh, I think I have gone a bit wrong. So never mind. I'm just going to put that down, and I will sort it out another time. This is what happens when you have to count and talk and everything else. Amber's saying, "Oh, the memories." Yeah, Prince. So strange. I know. You know, he was such a huge artist, wasn't he? Such a huge artist, and I do think in later years, I don't know, became a little bit more unique. Bless him. But yeah, incredible songwriter, performer, you name it. And yeah, I don't know that much about him. Yeah, I don't know. When I saw his after he passed and they showed a picture of his property, I thought, oh, it's a bit of an unusual property, because I always imagined him in some palatial place up in the hills. But it was yeah. So I don't know. It's probably like a massive recording studio. But yes, lovely memories for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now, as I was saying earlier, this is my. Do you know? I'm just going to put them over there, and I will sort it out later, because I know I've just not counted. You know, when you count to 4 and you're having to. Anyway, this is what I am working on at the moment. So I love this. I love the. So it's going to be a long scarf, and then the scarf you have really long. Things here. I just need to be careful so I'm not showing you the pattern, if you know what I mean. Can I do it this way? I'm trying to show you with this is another pattern as well. So let's give you a look. This one's the ones that I'm doing. So you can see that lovely. It's really long, and these are beautiful. So it will just look stunning. And with all of these things as well. Thank you, tassels. And with all of these, you want something with weight, but you don't want something overly heavy either. And these are just absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's a really nice weight that it has flow, but it's not stiff. You know how a lot of cotton or linen can be really quite structured? This isn't. It's got beautiful drape, absolutely beautiful drape. So that's lovely. Right, what else was I going to say? Yeah, so I've been looking around for a little bit of inspiration as well. So this is the book that this is out of. So it's the Finesse Cotton Silk DK. That's book 1. And as you can see, it just has a really, really lovely stitch definition. And there's some beautiful little bits in here. Let me have a look. So this is one. That's a lovely top, isn't it? A little top that you can actually knit, and it's just got the pattern here is rib. So normally put rib at the bottom, but we don't actually put rib at the top. But this is just really nice. So for a little t-shirt, boat neck, I just think it's lovely. And then we've got something like this, which is, I would call it almost bed jacket-esque, but they look lovely because it's got wideish sleeves that are to here, so not down here, so wideish sleeves, and I just think it looks incredible. And you can do that as a gilet as well. And actually, when I went to a yarn shop and I saw the gilet first of all, that's what I wanted. And there are a couple of others in here. Let me just... There's a couple of others in here. So there's this, which is a lovely shawl. And then there's this one as well. Sorry. There's this one as well. But they're all amazing. So I really, really love this, that book, The Finesse. There's other ones in there. It's probably, do you know what? It's easy to show you on the back, isn't it? But there's lots and lots of different little patterns. There's two books. I think we've still got both books, but yeah, so that's what I'm working out of with black. And I just think it's great. But I do think that needs to be incorporated into some form of t-shirt for the summer. Because I do think it'd look amazing if you had that around. You could put a little top underneath if you wanted to, but I just think it would be incredible, absolutely incredible. And then I found this one. This is a pattern. You know me, I go into all of these shops and get cheapy patterns. Sometimes I can come out of a local yarn shop with about 10 or 15 patterns, especially if they're down to like 50p in a pound. And this was one of those. And I think that's really nice. I remember at one point, all of my jackets for work were like that. And I love the fact that it's shaped at the front. So it gives you, if you like your cardigans longer, but find that sometimes they swamp you, this is a beautiful like front. And this, I'm sure this is out of stock now, but it's James C. Brett. And it's just a really, really simple cardigan, but so effective. I was thinking, I've got so much yarn in the in my stash. I think that would be really nice. So that's a little bit of inspiration for you. And then this one that I bought a couple of years ago. And I bought this. It's a Rowan one. I'm not going to show you the pattern, but I'll just show you the pictures. And I just thought that was lovely. And I have actually I did a cardigan a few years ago now. And I did one of these around the top. And I just didn't like it. I wanted it as a jumper. So pretty similar to this. But I wouldn't do it as long as that. But I just love it with this sort of... a definition around. And when we're talking about, I know that so many of you are looking at Wool Week up in Scotland, Shetland Wool Week, and you love doing things like this. And a lot of what we've seen on tank tops, on hats, all of that pattern. Do you know what? For a simple jumper, you can even just make that and make that into a little wrap. That you can place over jumpers. So yeah, don't think you have to do the whole lot, but if you've got any patterns like this, or just make your own, because you know what, they are so lovely. They really are. And what you can do is, if you think, oh well, I'll make it square and that won't work, what you can do is you can then go to a rib. So when you get to the top, start doing a rib. Bring it down a size or two in needles, and that will actually mean that it will hold and sit much better. But they're really nice. And on the back, this is like a cape, And when I saw this cake, I thought, do you know what? Fjord. Fjord gives a lovely pattern as well. Yeah. So so just a few ideas. These are things, like I said, I buy these patterns all over, and I'm sure these came from Sheringham. I'm sure these something owl in Sheringham. And I know that I got them, and I thought they're really pretty, but will I ever finish them? I don't know. Robert says, morning all. Good morning, Robert. The car is packed. I'll be on my way very soon. Don't worry. My mum's still upstairs, so she's not coming with us. So I'll leave her here. Brigitte's the top of that Rowan jumper would annoy me, as I can't see how it would be comfortable to move your arms. Do you know what? It's the one I've done. This is what I realized after I'd knitted it, and I did a huge cable. You have to have the side of your sides have to be so giving. They really do. You have to make sure that you're not like this. So there is a real skill. You can't make them that shaped. It's just impossible to. So I tend to just make the top inside a bit smaller. So actually it's more than big enough. But I totally get what you mean, Brigitte. Totally get what you mean. So was there anything else that I wanted to show you for? Oh, yeah. I think this is just about one of my favourite jumpers. And I showed you it the other day, but it's one by Mosaic. Is that Starcraft? So I think Mosaic is one that's gone now, but I just love that illusion from, and it's named Illusion after Brigitte. So anything like this. So yeah, that's lovely. But I am going to have a go at doing a form of cable along the bottom. So watch this space and we'll see. It may be that it's just too chunky and wouldn't work, but I love that. So again, if ever you're walking by local yarn shops, just pop in. I'm sure some of them are thinking, oh, these patterns have been out now for 3 and 4 years. They've discontinued the wool. It really doesn't matter. You know, in the good old days, as I would call it, we just used to go into a shop and say, right, I need DK for this pattern. It was never a certain brand. And we all know that every DK is slightly different, but every chunky slightly different. Some are really thick chunky, some are quite thin chunky. Do you know what? You can substitute stuff. So yeah, do buy patterns when you're out and about. I love it. So that's a little bit of inspiration for you. Now, let me have a look at let me have a look online and go into Facebook. Right, okay, let's a quick look. Let me show my screen. Sorry, it always takes longer than normal. Oh, actually, just before. Can I just need to make sure I'm getting the date right as well. Yes. So I just want to say we do have a happy birthday. So I would like to say, I know she's not on today, but I know that you're away, and it's Anne's husband's birthday. So happy birthday, Ray. She sent me a lovely picture of them having a wonderful afternoon tea because Ray is still injured. But they've gone away and they're in Harrogate and they've been having a lovely, lovely time. So thank you so much for sending that beautiful picture. And I know everybody else will want to say happy birthday to Anne's hubby, Ray. So here we go. Happy birthday, Ray. And I'm sure that you will be celebrating for a long time. So here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Birthday to you.
So happy birthday, Ray. And here we go to Facebook. So let me have a look. Right. Here we go. I just put on in the group earlier that I was starting a little bit earlier. And this is a little picture of the pattern that I'm doing at the moment. It's absolutely lovely. I do love it. And I'm going to take the pattern and do it in other things. It is just so lovely. So, yeah, you can see that there. I am thinking that would be beautiful around the bottom of like t-shirts. I really think it would be beautiful. So I'll have a look and see what I could do. But yeah, absolutely lovely. And I have to say, I'm just loving that yarn. So thank you so much. We've got Wednesday's episode there for you. Oh, there were 2 and then there were 3. So we will leave you with that edited and all good. Oh dear, I think I can talk constantly for half an hour. And then never mind. So Sue has posted this. Rest of the nativity set is now finished. So they're off to her friend in Wales so that she can put them with Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, which I made last year. Oh, aren't they so cute? I cannot believe how beautiful they are. They really, really are. Oh, Gogglefrogs colours in there. I don't know if you realise that, but yeah, Gogglefrogs colours in there. But they look amazing. Well done, you. How long did it take you to do those? But yeah, they look lovely. Don't you find sometimes these smaller designs are so fiddly? I know I did. It was a scarf, a children's scarf. And it was, if you can imagine, it was like a circle. And then you had to sew it up. And then you had to put 2 dog paws at the front and then 2 dog paws at the back and then a dog tail and then a dog head and then dog ears. Honestly, this blinking pattern that I bought, and I bought the wool and I made it. This thing took forever. And when I went back into the shop and I said, I've finished this, they turned around and said, did it drive you mad? I went, yes, it did. I went in, I saw it, I said, that's lovely. I didn't realise how difficult it was, but it was just fiddly. So some of these designs, you think, oh, they look lovely. Do you know what? The amount of work that goes into some of these is incredible. So well done. And we love the little sheepy there as well. Well done. Robert has finished and finalised everything for today. If you didn't already know, we're having a pond pop-up. What that is it's a knit and natter at Evelyn's house. I'm not giving the address out, so it's fine. And we're taking out, and she's asked us to share our wool. So we're doing a pop-up there with lots of beautiful wool. We're going to have our finesse there. We'll have our King-Coley stuff there. And we'll have all of our hand-dyed and some of our stuff that we get from America as well. Which, yeah. So we have... It's really strange, but I know a lot of wool shops haven't really ordered in the last 12 months because they've been pretty much in lockdown, but we've managed to source new things from America and stuff like that. Well, new to us anyway. So anyway, that's where we're going in a little while, and that's why I will be signing off at 1:45 because it does start at 11, and I do have some things in the car that we need to put up in the pop-up. So Safi was asking about the replay. Deborah had mentioned about anyone interested in the online Shetland Wool Week. So let me know if you have actually popped into any of those sessions and what you've been doing. I think we mentioned that the other day. Sorry. This is so funny. And I know you've all seen it, but Gogglefrog are on tour Scarborough, and myself and Robert have got a really, really funny little story that we will share. This is really weird. Everything's sort of everything's out of kilter, I think now. Have we gone through everything? No, September 29th. Deborah was quite restrained with her purchases at Yarndale on Saturday, but one of the few things I bought was a kit to make this lovely pick mix cowl. Oh, isn't that fab? Do you know what, Deborah? You absolutely love Fair Isle, don't you? Absolutely love it. So those colours are so unique. They really are. If you sort of asked what country that was from. I would even say that design would be more European, Eastern European, Nordics, etc. That is incredible. That's like Scottish Farrar. That's beautiful, absolutely lovely. So she's got 2 classes. I think we said that the other day. But I'm loving these little balls, aren't you? Isn't it just so lovely that when you start something in fair art, you're going to use up most of it, because there's nothing worse, is there, than buying 100 grams of something and still having 85 grams left at the end of your little thing. So I do love these smaller little cutesy things. So that's lovely. Oh, Safi had posted about autumn leaves for us. I may have done these. Oh, and just to let you know, not getting it done today, but what I am doing is, and it's done. We've got a little comic strip for you, a Gogglefrogs comic strip. So that'll be going out to you in a few days, maybe even tomorrow. But our pond pop-up with some wool is ready for tomorrow. So I think that's it. So let me stop sharing and let's see. Let's have a quick look and see. Brigade says, happy birthday, Ray. May the sun always shine where you are. Yeah, so I hope you had a lovely day. And may I just say that afternoon tea, it was in front of you. The picture looked amazing. So absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm sure that you had a lovely time. Linda says, knitting myself a jumper using 15mm needles for the first time. That's going to be a quick knit. And let us know, is it plain or is it cable? But yeah, unbelievable. I know I've got all this chunky wool and I'm just going to get it done. So after I finish this, I think I'm doing a chunky jumper. Sue says the knitting took about 6 weeks and each one took a day to sew up and stuff. Oh, wow. So I think that's the thing, isn't it? When you're doing these little fiddly things, because they're so small, you have to get them sewn up so precisely. And if it's just like a millimetre out, you can see it. Other people probably couldn't. But when you do sew it, suddenly an arm will just go to one side or the other. So I totally get how much time it takes. So about 6 weeks for them. Well done, you. They're very fiddly and beautiful. Brigitte says she did a couple of online wool fairs. Was very time consuming, and time is something of which I don't have spare at the moment. Well, I hope you really enjoyed them, and I hope that you felt it was time well invested and either learnt something new or had a lovely, refreshing inspiration. And Brigitte says, so you're a martyr. You know what it's like when we're doing all these lovely little things. They're amazing, aren't they? They really, really are amazing. But one thing that I will say is they're so small. And I know that I did this tiny little cross stitch thing. It was a cat sat next to a goldfish bowl. I don't even know where I put it. Actually, I think it's in the front porch. And it took half a day to do that constantly. And I was working out in the garden. It was lovely to do. But at the end of it, I thought, it's that big. It's that big. It's just the tiniest little thing. But once they're done forever, aren't they? So it's going to a lovely home. Yeah, so well done you for doing that. Oh, and Brigitte says that was last year when she was online for the fairs. No time this year. I thought because you're so busy. And the one thing that I must say is thank you so much, Brigitte. I had some beautiful tomatoes, and I made a tomato sauce with them. It took hours to make. It really did. I made it so slowly with lots of garlic, lots of onions, lots of Brigitte's tomatoes, and made this beautiful like a passata sauce. And we've had a beautiful lasagna for the last few days. It's been really, really lovely. So thank you so much. It's the one thing that when I had my allotment, my tomatoes were an absolute disaster. I used to get all these huge, great things from like a specialist tomato company. And I get these beautiful things. And I'd look at them and think, I'll wait until tomorrow for you. I'll wait until tomorrow for you. And I'd go the following day thinking, right now it'll be ripe. And there'd be a huge, great slug on the side of it. So never mind. And some of these things were, £1.50 per tomato. So yeah, I some people just have prolific tomato growing fingers, and I just end up with a plant with about 4 on. So never mind. But they were absolutely delicious. So thank you very much. And Brigitte says we're over the 60 kilogram mark with the money makers and 7 kilograms of the cherry vine. Unbelievable. So that's 60 kilos of money makers tomatoes. I have no idea how much they would cost you to buy. And 7 kilos of the cherry vine. So thank you so much. And yeah, it was absolutely delicious. So thank you for that. No more room in my freezer, but absolutely delicious. So, and just to show you again, because I'm so proud of this, how would this look in a lovely, very fine, what you could do is use 2 or 3 different colours in fine, lovely glossy, or in this would be lovely for a top, and to have that around the bottom and going in bands around would be absolutely amazing. There's no way I'd ever try and do it around a yoke. I just couldn't do that. But it would be absolutely lovely to have these on the front, the back, and just to have a little top underneath. So yeah, that is I think this, do you know what? This is one of those things that, me, I'm constantly doing knit night scarves, because I just find them so easy. This is not as easy, because you do have to, every row is different. And what I've done, it's so easy to do, because I haven't got the blinking stitch thing with me, which the Gogglefrogs one, so that you know where you are. It's really easy to jump from row 21 to row 23 and mix them up. And that's all I've done on that. So I'll go back and I'll just take that back. But absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and it's got really lovely weight to it as well. That so let us know. Do put some pics and let us see what you're working on at the moment. I'm sorry, I have to keep drinking lots and lots and lots. So I know that we're going to see some of you at the pond pop up today. If anyone wants to hear anything or say anything, just let us know and we'll bounce you in. We always can do on a little live, or do a little livey thing. What I would say is it's all about fun. And please, please, please remember to ask me what the funny story is about the frog. Ask me about the frog story on Monday morning, because it was so funny with me and Robert the other day. So we'll tell you about that after the event. But yeah, so we're all ready for the pond pop-up. I will be sending out the, what is it now? I'll be sending out the comic strip early next week, if not tomorrow. Let me see when I get that done. And just sending you something else with lots of lovely things. And I am going to be doing something as well. I've done some videos. Need to do lots of editing, which takes lots and lots of time. But yeah, we want to, because when we first started Gogglefrogs, we used to share somebody else's video. I know we got slapped, didn't we? Because we weren't allowed to do that. So we're going to have to do our own. And that's what we're going to be doing in a little bit. So at least we're going to be giving you some unique or unusual options to do. All right. So anyway, it's 41 and I am really, really sorry, but I'm going to end it here. So on Monday morning, I'm going to be back And Amber, I'm so sorry to cut it short because I'd love it to be an hour, but it's just I need to get from here to where the pond pop-up is, our pop-up event, and just make sure that I get there to help Robert out because bless him, he's done everything so far. Well, what I mean so far this morning is he's been ferrying all of our yarn from his house to where the pond pop-up is, and I'm doing this here. So yeah, I just need to get there, and then we can start the day and all have fun. So anyway, what I want to do is say have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Please take lots and lots of time to knit and craft for you, because there's nothing better than that for the mind, is there? And really do invest in yourself, invest some lovely time in you, for you. Lovely to spend the beginning of Saturday with you, and see you on Monday at 10. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.